cold killer element of this guy. And I thought those comments he made to me at the start of training camp where he talked about a bloody mindset and dominating, that's the real dude, and I do think he's getting better.
Every week of the football season, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan joins us for the Kyle Shanahan Show, and we'll start it right now.
Faithful to him, it's not just a team, it's family.
I appreciate everyone in here. Love you guys.
Yes, sir! Yeah. Here's the head coach of your 49ers, Kyle Shanahan.
We got a chance to do something this year, man.
With Tolbert and Copes on KNBR 104.5 and 680, the sports leader.
49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan joins us each week of the season, courtesy of the Yuma guest line. What's up, Coach? How are you, man?
Good, guys. How you guys doing?
Doing well. Do you, I guess we'll get right to the question everybody's been wondering. What time are you meeting with Saleh to run the steps on Monday afternoon?
That's funny because I definitely don't do that stuff. I've already messed with him. I said if he's running our steps, I already got about 8 friends I've asked to come early and just heckle him the whole time. So I will see if he's brave enough to do it. But if he is, I hope we got dudes there messing with him.
Do you get amped up still this time of year? I mean, last night was fun, I think, for everybody just to have football back and have an exciting game and the way it went down. I know frustrating for Baltimore, but do you get amped up? I mean, it's cool to be the final game of Week 1.
Yeah, it is cool. I mean, it's nice to, I might get see a little bit on Sunday, which is always fun, and it's nice to be the fun. It's always fun when you're the only game on that day because everyone gets to watch it and players get more pumped up for it. But just with our routine and everything, it's a little bit more that I enjoy having 8 days to prepare for a game. But the trade-off is it's going to suck to only have 6 days preparing for the next game. So that's usually the stuff that I think about when you just get in the schedule we're on.
So I do want to get into some of the stuff for Monday briefly, but I just wanted to ask, I mean, we heard your comments yesterday when you spoke to the media about Ricky Pearsall, and I can't imagine a position you're in at that point. You were preparing for a party and to have all the guys over, but how did you handle that period of time, 20 to 30 minutes before you knew he was going to be okay?
Oh, we were just told that he had gotten shot because all we knew that is because he called his girlfriend and just told her that he had been shot and he wasn't sure if he was going to make it, and he just told her how much he loved her, and he had to get off and call his parents right away. And so we just knew because she called us. Yeah. And but it took us an hour to figure out the hospital, to talk to the police department, just to figure out where they were. And so that whole time we're just – you don't know where he's been shot or anything, and so it was tough. But then about an hour later, I got a call from Larry Day, one of our head of security, and he told me they had located him. They had talked to the hospital, the police department, everything. And first thing he told me was he got shot in the chest, and kind of dropped after that because I didn't hear everything right away after that because I just assumed the worst when someone gets shot in the chest. Yeah, and then a couple of seconds later, I was like, wait, did you say he's all right? And he's like, oh, yeah, I just talked to the doctors. It went through the chest, out the side of the back, didn't hit one artery, no lungs, nothing. And he's up and he's conscious and he's doing good. Obviously, it's a horrible injury and a scary thing, but just health-wise and everything, he's going to be totally fine. And I hung up. I remember looking at my wife and trying to explain it to her, and then Ricky actually FaceTimed me a little bit later, and I know his adrenaline was going and stuff, but just actually see his face right away, in his hospital bed with blood still on him and everything, and just the way he was talking to me, it was crazy just to hear the chest wound, to see where he was, and just the miracle that he was actually fine and it passed through him and didn't hit anything major that is going to hurt him here in the future. Yeah, a lot of humanity comes to the forefront, I think, when something like that happens. And then pretty immediately, we find out he's going to be okay. He was back at the facility. He actually told you, I want to play against the Jets. He said, he was crazy. A lot of the things he said. And also the adrenaline's going, but that's right. That's the type of guy he is. Those are the things he's worried about. He's, saying, hey, maybe I'll be there later tonight, and if I'm not, don't be mad if I have twice as much fun next year, coach. Yeah. And it's just things that it's like, dude, settle down. Like he's like, Kyle, I'm sorry I got hurt. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You just got shot. But he's a special kid, and we knew that before, and just to watch how he's handled this, and he's a G, man. Like, guys love him, and got as much respect for him as anyone I've been around.
You're a G as a coach, but I know you're a person, and I've known you a long, long time, and I know how much pride you take in just running the organization and being a coach. How heavy is that for you when you get that call that he's been shot in the chest, and then you see him FaceTime on your screen. What's the emotion like for you in that moment?
Well, the heaviness of when I didn't know he was going to survive was, it's hard a little bit to talk about because that's scary. I mean, what I can't imagine is getting his parents get in that car or his girlfriend and them hearing it and hanging up and not knowing, like even Ricky not knowing until he got to the hospital and the doctors could reassure him. That's the stuff that's so scary. And I remember my dad went through it. He had a game and it was the last game of the year and they lost to the Niners actually. And it was on New Year's Eve and they went out, the players went out after a game and a bunch of people shot up a couple guys shot up a limo that a bunch of players were in, and it killed Darren Williams, and he was murdered the night after a game. And I just remember how much that shook my dad up and that whole team for a while. And those were kind of all the things I was thinking about. And it was pretty dark. But then so quickly not quickly, it felt like forever, but within the hour to be told that he's all right, and then actually see him, and then it just became from like such a tragic thing to like a miracle to where like you're almost celebrating it for him, and it's just. Like, you don't feel like someone's supposed to survive that. And when you talk to people, whether, from the hospital and stuff, or like out of like estimating 100 people to have gone through something like this, and Ricky's the second one to survive it. When I hear stuff like that, whatever that means, but when I hear it, I'm just like, wow, someone was looking out for this guy, and he's supposed to be around here for a reason. And then you hear the things like the bullet hole just being right below his tattoo of 2 praying hands and things like that. And it truly was a miracle.
Talking to Kyle Shanahan, 49ers head coach, a couple more minutes here on the UMA guest line. Just a thought from you on going up against Aaron Rodgers. We were talking about how it's interesting in that we haven't seen him in a year, and he had a sort of a different final season in Green Bay. But I said, until he shows anybody that there's decline or that he's Aaron Rodgers, he's just Aaron Rodgers in my mind. So you prep for a guy like that. You go about it like business as usual, right?
Oh, definitely. I don't care how many Achilles he does or how old he eventually is. Like, he's going to always be able to throw it. Aaron's too talented and too good of a thrower, and it's just so natural for him. I mean, Tom Brady can throw just as good at 48, maybe better than he did at 25, and Aaron's going to be that same type of guy, and he's always had athletic ability. I mean, people will slow down a little bit as they get older, but all he needs is enough to get his body in position to make some unbelievable throws, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be exactly that guy, and he's probably going to be able to be that guy as long as he wants to be. So Aaron he's always been a scary guy to play against. He has the talent to do anything. He's done it for a long time, and it's not just the talent. It's how smart he plays, how he gets those guys to play around him. And when Aaron's on that field, no matter what type of team he's with, they always believe they have a chance, and they also got a real good team also.
Just a quick thought before I let you go. John Lynch was on our morning show today and said Christian McCaffrey's prep has been great. He's feeling good. He's going to be out there. Just expecting normal McCaffrey come Monday?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, anytime someone's been out for a while, you always got to be careful with them. We're evaluating each practice, and he was still limited today, so he didn't get to do quite as much. But he is getting there, and Christian's been through this stuff before, and I know he'll be out there on Monday, and we'll see how that game goes.
Kyle, have a great weekend, man. Enjoy the last couple of days before the start of your season, and we'll talk to you next week, man.
All right, guys. Appreciate it, man. Good talking to you guys.
You too.
Later, dude.
Good stuff from Kyle Shanahan, head coach of the 49ers.